What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another drawing tutorial. So today we are going to be drawing Shang-Chi from the new Marvel movie, Shang-Chi. So I'm on landscape orientation paper. Use a pencil and an eraser for these and hit pause if I go too fast. So we'll start with the eyes as usual, semi-realistic characters. So the eyes are a bit sort of different to anime or cartoons, they're smaller, more realistic, right? So center point of my page is about here. So to start with his eyes, we just come up over to the right hand side a little bit, right? So center point here, I'd say that's where his chin will be. So his head is like up in the top half, and then body and shoulders in the bottom half, okay? Center point about here, up over to the right. So Asian character, right? So we're gonna go slightly different eye shape. So they're kind of longer, narrower. So we curve down like so and bring it across. Like so. And then, so in at the corner here, so we have sort of curves back like this, around and up. To there. And then his iris and his pupil inside here. So iris, half circle, curves around in there, pupil, like so. So in here we have the tear duct as well, so it's like darker inside here, or sort of a pink color, and sort of darker in under here as well. So we can actually darken these up. Just put a shadow. Like so. Right, and then above there we have his eyelid line, so just an eyelid line just crossing down, like so. And then the eyebrow. So eyebrow sort of hairy, sort of takes across this way, and kind of hairy here, and then comes across the top, down, like so. Right, so the eyes. So measure the eye width, right? So that's the distance you want to come over, and that's where the next eye will start. So again, slender sort of eyes, curving down, like so. And then tear duct comes around and up the other side. And then we have shadow sort of in his tear duct here, and a shadow at the back of his eye back here as well. Real particular sort of eye shape. And then his iris, half circle, round like so, and his pupil in there. Then eyelid line, up and over, like so. And his eyebrow, again, comes up, ticks up this way, thicker on the end, then comes down the front. And his eyebrows, I think, are black, so we can color them in, roughly speaking. So we can just... like so. He also has a freckle just underneath his eye, just here, and we seem to have some lines just coming around his eye as well, so just some lines underneath his eyes here. Right, so then his nose, so we have the bridge of his nose just comes down like so. And then comes down around the front to a nostril here. And then we have a nostril on the other side, like so. And then the actual skin of his nostrils on the side here. Like so. And if you want, you could add another line for his nose there. Right, so then we go down and do his mouth. So typical sort of mouth here. So we go center line across, down, back up, down to here. Bottom lip. And maybe just a little mark for his top lip just here. Like so. He seems to have just some lines coming down his face here on the side. Like so. Some like dimples or some smile lines just here in the corners of his mouth. Like so. Right, so bit of a shadow underneath his bottom lip, just sort of hatching sort of line there. And then his chin, relatively square sort of chin. Like so. And so then his jaw comes out this way. And then his jaw on the other side comes out here. Like so. And proportion wise as well, before we move on. So eyes to the nose is about the same as nose to chin. So here to here, about the same as here to here. And then nose to bottom lip, about the same as bottom lip to chin. Okay? Here to here, about the same as here to here. Roughly, that's your proportions for his face. So the jawline, just here from his chin, stop about mouth level and underneath, sort of just underneath the edge of his eyebrows there. And then his jaw, change direction and go up. Like so, same thing on the other side. Like so. And he could have I think like some cheekbone sort of lines here, like so, sort of starting there. Right, so then he's got sideburns just here for his hair. Sideburn here as well. Like so. And then his ears come around from here. So just these sorts of bumping sort of lines, like so. Same on this side. Curves around. In. You notice, so the tops of the ears tend to line up with the eyebrows and the bottom lines up with the nose. Just there, okay? Then you can add bones and ligament lines inside. Stuff like this. Right, so then his hairline, generally speaking, so we just go sort of, you can add sort of zigzag sort of pattern lines coming up his head here, curving in, and eventually it'll come to like a V sort of in the middle, sort of there. So you just add sort of short spikes, and then we go the other direction as well. He has like short hair, like so. And then his head, short hair going all the way around, right? And you can add sort of short spikes every now and then, just sticking up. But in general, it just curves down like this. And I think he has like a part in his hair somewhere here. So the hair will start to part this direction and down this way. Like a line here. And then it'll sort of start having some texture lines going up this way. This kind of thing, just for a fringe sort of area there. And then down his head. Sort of that way, but you can add as much of that sort of texture as you want. It doesn't have to be too detailed. Right, so might have a little sort of other nose line just there. Okay, so that's his face pretty much, right? And proportion wise again, so for the top of the head, you know, the eyes to the top of the head is usually the same as eyes to chin. So here to here, like where the top of his skull would be, maybe a little bit extra for the hair. So eyes on the human head, standard human head, eyes to top of the head is about the same as eyes to chin. Okay. So, and like you'll have a little bit of a gap where from the skull to the top of the hair, because the hair goes out from the skull. Just if you're wondering about keeping things in proportion, that's your general human head proportion. So then, his neck comes down like so. And his neck will come down from his jaw on this side. Roughly. There. And then we have a collar. So there's a black and a red, right? So this is the black part. Comes across his chin here. And this side will do the same sort of thing. Down the middle, and then this one will come across down to there. And then there's another layer, right? So this comes down this way, and this other layer comes down into here. The outer part of it comes down to there. And the outer part of this comes down like so. And then we go in, across, and up. You could have some neck muscle lines just in here. Maybe like an Adam's apple or something. Like so. Okay, so then the rest of his shoulder and everything, right? So we've got some sort of bumpy lines coming across the top here. So we'll just go like this. So it's just because part of his sort of armor and his costume and stuff is kind of bumping like that. And then his shoulder is head width out, right? So the shoulder will be, so it comes out this way. It comes out to a shoulder pad about here, right? So the width of his head, you want to think, is about how far you want to go out with this. So we'll just check. So about there, right? So you got this shoulder pad that he has on his costume. And then this shoulder pad comes in, and then it travels back up to there. You do the same thing on this side. Travels in, up to here. And then we got like his body comes down this way. Like so, and then his shoulder muscle or armor sort of comes out here, comes out for his tricep and down, and then we can see like a little bit of his bicep just there. And then we do the same thing on this side, shoulder, tricep, and a little bit of the bicep just there. So there's all patterns and stuff on the inside of his armor, right? So we'll deal with the big one in here first, right? So coming down from his collar, and these are all colored in black. So I'll just draw them in and we can color them in black after. So we have one here, black line. Then we have a V that comes across. So say, comes out from here first, comes down the center to there. A bit further. Try and get it in the middle. And then it goes this way. Roughly up to the same spot as the other side. And then we bring it down to there. So this is a double line. So we go across, down again, back up, and across into there. So then we have another V that comes down this way. So it comes down from here. Down to the middle of his chest. And then travels back up the other side. Up to there somewhere, and then so this is a double line then, so it goes down again. It's roughly the middle, and there's like a middle line down here. Right, so I'll just color it in black just so we can see. Right, so that's basically your overall pattern. And I'm just, see this diamond down here, I'm just going to make this a bit thicker. This white part. I think it should be more like a square rather than a rectangle. So, just some little fine tuning, that's all. And then we'll move on and add some more sort of patterns and stripes and stuff on his clothing, right? So, coming down from his shoulder here, we seem to have a black section coming across and underneath here, and same thing on this side pretty much, so it just comes across up and it's like this, another black part of his armor or something there, and then he has another black stripe here and a black stripe coming up here. Does it actually reach the whole way? It does. So these are all colored in dark black as well. His shoulder pad here has stripes coming down, so just like this kind of thing. Same thing on this side. Like so. And then we have some more patterns on his chest. So some more lines, some thin lines. Coming down like so. Another one. Meeting there. Another one comes down to there. And then a couple going this way. so. And then we have some lines on his shoulder, these more of these dark black lines, right? So it comes down to there, across in here, across there. So his costume is like the most complicated thing about him, really. That. And then there's another line on the outside here. And then this meets another part inside. There. And then this curves down to there, up to here, like so. And then he's got some like stripes on this. Some lines like that, and like a bicep sort of line going that way. And then we do this over this side, basically. Down, in. Like so, and then same thing again, down, in, and it meets this area. It's got stripes on. And then another section just goes in to meet it, and maybe like a bicep area there. Is there like a line going down the middle? Maybe there is. Like so, and I think this part of his collar has some stripes on it as well. Like so. And if you want, you can thicken up your edge lines a little bit. Add some shadows wherever you think there should be shadows. And right, so that is definitely the trickiest part of this drawing. So I hope it wasn't too complicated. And more of those black stripes, you can colour them black. I'll colour them black after. But that's it. That is how to draw Shang-Chi from Shang-Chi. Hope it was helpful, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.